In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of my monthly favorites. After the last video I did, I got a few requests to share the oils that I use when I use the log method. Usually I style my hair in 4 sections and I use 2 drops of Jamaican black castor oil. This is the oil that I use. And I use 4 drops of jojoba oil. This is the oil that I use. So on each section, I do 2 drops of this and 4 drops of this. The next thing that I want to talk about is this brush. You guys remember me talking about this brush and telling you that I didn't like it to detangle my hair. But now that my hair is much shorter, this brush is working so well. I still don't like it to style because I feel like my curl clumps become really thin when I use this brush. But to detangle, this has been an absolute dream. And so this has been something that I've been reaching towards. This is like a dupe that I picked up from Amazon. It's really inexpensive. I'll link it down below. If you have longer hair, you will definitely like the Exo Curl Comb way better. But if you have shorter hair, then this works so well. I cannot recommend this enough, provided you have shorter hair. Alright, so next, it is summertime and the humidity is really high in Calcutta. And what I've noticed is the last couple of weeks, or let's say in the last month and a half, my hair hasn't held well. And I've had a lot of problems with the hold of my hair. After a lot of experimentation, I think I've come up with a product combination that I'm loving recently. I'm also mentioning this because I did get a few requests to talk about how to layer gels. And to be very honest, I haven't had a lot of luck in that department. But a combination that has been working for me recently is I start with the Northwish gel, then I go in with the Enliven Green Tub, because that's the hardest hold gel that I have. And then towards the end, I use the Ktein hair holding mist. So once I'm completely done styling all 4 sections, then I just spray it down with this. And that has been helping me get that hold and texture in my hair. A big thank you to Plum for sponsoring the next portion of this video.
This is Plum's Tea Tree range, which includes Plum's Tea Tree Dandruff Buildup Control Scalp Scrub, the Plum Tea Tree Dandruff Control Shampoo, and the Plum Tea Tree Dandruff Fighting Scalp Serum. Key ingredients of the range include tea tree oil, propandiol caprylate, and willow bark extract. The range is formulated to prevent and treat dandruff, inhibit the growth of malassezia, which is a dandruff-causing fungus. It reduces itchiness and soothes the scalp, and also removes white flakes caused by dandruff. #FightTheFlake. You can choose to use my discount code, which is Michelle. This is valid site-wide on plumgoodness.com.
Let me talk to you about some of my initial opinions about these products. Firstly, it is so amazing that the CG community in India now has products that specifically take care of dandruff. This is something that I definitely think that the community was missing. So about the shampoo, it lathers up a lot. I have used the olive and macadamia shampoo from Plum, and that shampoo is more of a low poo. This is not a low poo, it gives you a lot of lather, and so even if you're a beginner and you're transitioning into your CG journey, you won't have any problem with this shampoo at all. People who really enjoy a lot of lather while shampooing will also be able to use it. People who don't like low poos and like shampoos that are a little more cleansing will also be able to use this. Next, let me talk about the scalp scrub. So when you put it on the palm of your hands, it will feel a little gritty if you try to emulsify it. But when you put it on your scalp, you don't really feel that grit. I was a little concerned about the grittiness of the scrub, but when I put it on my scalp and I massaged my scalp, I didn't really feel the grittiness much at all, and it was also not difficult to wash off. Next, about the scalp serum. It's really nice that it comes in a nozzle bottle, but you have to be a little careful about how much you're dispensing because it tends to come out like a blob. And if you focus a lot on one area, then that area tends to become wet and it takes a couple of minutes for it to completely dry down. Once it dries, you don't really feel like you have product on your scalp. It dries pretty clean. I didn't have any problems with it looking flaky or with it looking like I had something on my scalp. So if you're leaving this on, you won't have any problems, provided you don't focus a lot of product in one area. Because if you take it from the nozzle and then you try to squeeze it out and then it dispenses that much product in one area, then I could see that giving you a couple of issues. Next, I want to talk about some of the makeup products that I've really been loving. I picked up the PAC HD Liquid Foundation. This is in the shade 3.3 and this is such a beautiful foundation. Just to give you like a little comparison, before this I used the Nykaa Skin Shield. This is the Nykaa foundation and this is the PAC foundation. I use the Nykaa foundation in 09 Desert Honey. So this one has a little more coverage than the PAC one, but if you want skin-like finish, then the PAC one is so amazing. I used it today. It has higher coverage. This has more skin-like coverage. It is medium coverage at best. It is not going to cover your blemishes, but it is such a beautiful foundation, especially when your oils seep through. It looks so skin-like, it looks so natural. I'm wearing it today and I'm so happy I picked this up. I'm in the shade 3.3. If you're looking for a foundation that is skin-like, then you will not go wrong with the PAC foundation. This is definitely the best foundation that I've ever used till date, and I cannot recommend it enough. I don't usually color correct, but when I'm going on stage and I'm looking for some color correction, then I'll use the PAC foundation. But before that, to conceal any kind of discoloration and hyperpigmentation, I use the NYB color correctors. I have it in the orange and the green. It works really well. I go in with the orange around my eye to color correct. On red areas, I use the green and then I wait for it to dry. I use some concealer and then I wait for that to dry as well. Then I go in with foundation and then I set with a powder. Speaking of powder, I picked up the K-Beauty HD setting powder in the color Banana and I cannot tell you how impressed I am with this product. I felt like there would never be a replacement for my Laura Mercier powder, but you know what? They really went there with this powder. This is such a finely milled powder. It's not going to give you any kind of coverage, but it is perfect if you're looking for a finely milled powder that is just going to set your makeup in place. I love the way they have this little plastic jutting out here so that the powder stays in place and you don't make a mess whenever you open it out. The packaging is aesthetically pleasing. I can't tell you how impressed I am with the powder, although I do get a little irritated with the sieve over here. I appreciate the thought behind this because when you open your powder, it does not explode everywhere, but it is a little difficult to dip your brush into the sieve to get enough product, especially when you're setting your whole face. That being said, this powder doesn't really give me any coverage. Whenever I'm looking to brighten my under eye area, I go in with the Makeup Revolution Banana Powder. I feel like this does a pretty good job. Another product that I've really been enjoying lately is the Miss Claire Lash Glue. I got it in the color black. It dries a little shiny and so you definitely have to top it up with an eyeliner if you're looking for that matte look. It's really inexpensive and I feel like it does a really good job. Before this, I was using the PAC eyelash glue and that's around, I think, 650 rupees. It generally lasts about a year and then after that it completely dries up. This time I thought, let me try something different, which is why I picked up the Miss Claire one. And I'm really happy because this is like half the price and it does a very decent job. This next thing that I'm going to be talking about is not really a recommendation, it's more of a request. Generally, whenever someone comes down from abroad, I order the makeup products that I need in bulk and I get someone to bring it down for me. My favorite setting spray is the All Nighter from Urban Decay. This is my last bottle and I will run out in a couple of months. So if you guys know of any really nice setting sprays that are Indian made that I can get in India, I'd love to have your recommendations. That was pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're looking for more content on hair care or skincare, check out these videos right here.